Hi, I'm Dave Mattson, CEO of Sandler. Today I'm joined with Joan Stevens, who's out of Boise, Idaho, with her husband, Jim. They've been doing this a long time, over 20 years. I'm huge fans of both of them. So welcome, Joan.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here.
So Joan, let's go back in time. Let's talk a little bit about, why did you guys jump into a franchise and then why Sandler?
Great question. At the time, we owned multiple businesses in the construction industry
Okay.
and had been doing that for 25 some years. And we kept hearing from people how much Sandler training made a big difference in their businesses, other construction business companies.
Mhm.
And we thought, well, golly, if that's making a big difference, we should find out about it. And so we happened to be in Baltimore at a show and called the home office and found out a little bit about Sandler and found out that it was a franchise. We knew nothing. We knew nothing about what it would do. We had never had training before. So we just heard everyone rave about it and decided, since there wasn't a franchise in Idaho, that was an opportunity for us. And if we loved it, we would get the training for our companies. And then if we loved it, we would turn it into our own business, which we did. And it turned out to be our best business decision we've ever made. So we've been super happy with the results, with the lifestyle, with just a lot of great things about Sandler.
Well, now you and I have been together long enough where we've seen a couple recessions, right? Maybe three
Absolutely.
now. So we've seen three, and one is a recession with a pandemic, which ultimately is the same thing. Everyone's afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So can we talk a bit about how you've continued to be successful and morphed your business over time? Because where you started and where you are today are completely different. And I'd love to just hear a little bit about that journey and maybe some tips for people that are trying to decide, is now a good time? I don't know, things like that.
Well, I think in times of market and economic changes, Sandler, it becomes a huge opportunity for selling to people because maybe they thought they could do it on their own and things aren't quite as easy as it's always been. They start looking for help. And that's one of the things we love about Sandler is how much we can help people and make a difference in their companies, in their lives, in whatever's going on. So we've actually seen that in times of market uneasiness, we actually get an uptick in people's interest
It's
and needing
counterintuitive,
help.
isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So, I'm huge fans of yours. I would consider you guys, some of the biggest giver back to the network. And so I just want to talk a bit about the collaboration within the field to help each other out because people coming from corporate, I
Mm-hmm.
don't think have any idea what that means and how you support each other.
I totally agree. That is one of the highlights of Sandler is this network of people who are willing to do whatever they can to help you. There's um, it's really unforeseen, I think. I don't know that other franchise have what we have, but everyone is so willing to jump in, give you their best practices, help you, um, share success, provide accountability.
Right.
It's a whole family of people who are willing to come along beside you and help you however they can. And I don't know other franchises, but I don't know that other franchises have anything like that. And then we get together 3 times a year and do conferences that's train the trainers. So if you're a person who loves to learn and wants personal improvement and wants to do better, there's no better place. We've often said it was worth purchasing the franchise just for that educational portion of Sandler.
As I look back, what I was and where I am today and what I am today are completely different. And I have to give
Mm-hmm.
Sandler's that psychological model that they put over the sales and sales management curriculum has really helped. It's helped me in my business career, certainly, but it's also helped me in my personal life, right? Because we use this all the time. Let's talk a bit about flexibility because I, there are a lot of different models out there, and we don't have the relationship where we tell you exactly what to do, how to do it, and for how many minutes you have to burn the hamburger, or how much yogurt's got to go in the cup, or whatever else people are looking at.
Right.
So, as entrepreneurs, we want to make our own decisions. We want to be in control. That's why we're leaving something.
Right.
But at the same time, we want those guardrails, at least to say, these are proven business models, and this is proven content, and this is the proven process. Now, based on your experience, based on your market, you can take a lot of different roads. We'll support you in any way. But I'd like to talk a little bit about that flexibility from your perspective, because I think you guys have morphed over time as I've watched.
Right. No, and I totally agree. That was one of our concerns when we started, because we had built our own company before we got involved with Sandler. And, wondering, are we going to have handcuffs and not be able to really do what we want to do? And Sandler is great because there are so many ways you can be successful and make your franchise fit you, right? Some people have a little bit more of a focus on one area. Because of our background in owning our own small business for 25 or 30 years or however it was, we help a lot of clients with their small businesses. And it's very fulfilling and rewarding. And Sandler is really, I like to think of it as a communication system. And so whether it's customer service, whether it's sales, whether it's management, whether it's leadership, all these concepts are able to be used and taught and trained no matter what part of the company you're looking at. So we really enjoy that and are very thankful that that's how Sandler is.
Well, as you talk, I think about collaboration, and all ideas do not come from home office. Very few, actually. Very few, actually. I mean, we look to people like yourself who are out there testing things, doing things, are creative, and have the ability and comfort to share. Hey, this is what we're doing. It's not necessarily what we were doing yesterday or you're all doing, but it works. And I think that's kind of cool, actually, because the world has changed since 20 years. Now we've gone from a technology we've got AI, we've got learning platforms, now we've got different learning styles. And I think we just continually morph both the home office and the field. And I think that's appealing.
Oh yeah, it's really a very grassroots organization because home office is very open to looking at things a different way or adopting things that are working out in the field. And I think it makes the franchise very nimble, which again, there's not some big hierarchy in the home office that's saying you can do this, but you can't do that.
Well, I mean, listen, agility, especially in today's world. I mean, up to March, we did 31,000 people in a classroom, and starting in March, we went 100% virtual overnight because people like yourselves were pioneers in the virtual, and really everyone else in the network learned from what you were doing. And now, since March, we've done over 3,000 virtual workshops, not webinars, but full-fledged workshops for clients. And there's no other company in this space that can say that they made that transition that quickly, but it's because of what you and I just talked about. So I think that's kind of interesting. Hey, what advice would you give people who are looking at a franchise with us?
I think I would say if you love to sell and you love to develop people, this is a great space to be in. It's a great margin business. It allows you to live a lifestyle that you want to live, whether you like to travel or you don't like to travel. There's so much flexibility that, like I said, it was our best business decision we've made. So I would certainly encourage you to look into it, see if it's right for you. It's not easy. It's a business, right? You are selling. You have to keep selling.
Yeah.
But boy, it's been amazing. So
Well,
if you have the opportunity to get a franchise and this sounds good to you, you should absolutely do it.
Listen, I appreciate you and Jim, huge fans. And for those who are watching, if you want to control your own destiny, if you want the flexibility to be an entrepreneur, but with a proven system behind you, or if
and
you're
a network of help.
exactly, or if you're sick of traveling, this is a good thing to look at. So why don't you give us a call at 410-559-2033 or email us at franchising@sandler.com. We're looking for the opportunity to see if this could be your next career stop.